and welcome to Autocar Professional. Kia Syros EV has been launched, and to talk more about it, I have with me Mr. Atul Sood. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Welcome. Thank you.
First ICE, now the EV. First question is very attractive pricing.
Thank you.
How are you thinking? What is going to be the market size for this product? What are your expectations from it?
Thank you, Mugdha. What we've observed actually in this segment, when we were doing the study for Syros EV, we've realized that the customer first decides to go in for an EV. Unlike ICE, they decide possibly the segment first. So they decide to go in for the EV and then subsequently they decide which model to go for. And also in a study, we found that customers decide between segments. Like you have an A segment, you have a B segment, even C segment. Customers actually decide. So we are not limiting ourselves to a specific segment for Syros EV. So we want customers to come and see the value they get for the Syros EV and then accordingly decide. So for us, we're keeping it actually open. And initially also the response that we've got once the pre-booking has opened, the customer profile actually, they are considering different segments and they're deciding to go in for the Syros EV.
And what is your expectation? What works better, the long range, the bigger battery? Because you have experimented with that with Karens as well. So do people go for the smaller size battery for frugality, or do they go for long range products?
Actually,
what is history telling you? How has the Karen EV performed on that front, and then now?
Clavis EV, yes. Clavis EV, there is more traction for the extended range, which is the longer range. It's going well actually over there. But what I want to highlight is this, even for the family customers, especially for Syros EV, the long range actually goes about 526 kilometers. That's the tested range. Even the other battery that we have, which is about 42 kilowatts, that again goes for 443 kilometers. So that again for family customers who are moving within the city or small intercity distances, again is good peace of mind. And we've actually worked on the K charge as well. So which the customers can actually see when they're moving from city A to B, if the distance is big, which are the charging points en route, that's one, and also which are the charging points which are relatively free, the load is less. So customers can decide where actually to go for the charging. So both battery options will give them peace of mind. So that's a broad thing we were working on as a complete overall ecosystem.
You have also announced your care package where you have your buyback, you have your warranty. Tell us something about that, and how much confidence does that, how big a factor is that in say for people who are fence sitters to convert to EV?
Absolutely right, because we also realize customers have these apprehensions before they adopt EVs. So one is the residual value. So when we were looking at that, we realized that this is an important aspect. We need to give customers that confidence. So towards that, what we're offering to our personal segment customers is an 80% buyback after 3 years. Mugdha, this is the best in the industry so far. And also what we want to highlight is this is an introductory offer. But our aim is to give the best possible assured buyback to our customers. Second also is that when they buy, they're also a little apprehensive about the warranty on the high voltage battery. So we are giving lifetime warranty on the high voltage battery as well.
But again, for the first buyer.
This is going to be for the first buyer. Yes, you're right.
But don't you think, I have this question, and it's not specific to you, but I have this question in mind, which I want to ask almost all OEMs, that don't you think that if you give this warranty on year basis and not ownership basis, people's confidence on having this the residual value will only improve if the buyer, when they are getting the second-hand car, they have some proof and they have some confidence. Don't you think it will be better? And why is it that that's not happening? If everybody is not doing it, there must be some reason for it.
No, actually, we are studying. Your point is valid. We are studying the same, and that's one thing we are studying as of now. But just I want to reiterate the fact that the fact we are giving 80% assured buyback again is to give that confidence to our customers that when you buy a Syros EV, you are assured at least 80% of the value at the end of 3 years. So first point is taken and we are studying that. But second point, again, aim is to give that confidence to the customers.
All right. Now, EV market in India is growing quite rapidly, especially after the Middle East crisis. Absolutely. It has got a new lease of life. Almost now it's almost at 8 to 9%, moving towards 10 to 12. Yes. Now, I want to ask, what is your expectation, and does that make you feel like bringing your EV portfolio sooner to the market?
You're absolutely right, because we were studying the data. June actually the EV contribution is at about 7.7% of the industry. And if you see where we ended last year, it was about 3 to 3.5.
Yeah.
So there's very positive traction, movement towards EV. And we are actually aligned towards that. So this is the second EV introduction that we have done. Last one being Clavis, which was last year, Clavis EV. So we have a complete roadmap, but we are looking at a multi-path technology. So what we have as a roadmap is by 2030, we will be working on about 10 models, but 8 of these would have electrified technology options. So when we say that it could definitely have the EVs, it would also have the strong hybrids. And obviously, we're also looking at CNG as an option. So we're looking at the complete gamut of technologies available. We want to give all options to our customers, so then we leave it to them to decide what they want to go in for.
I know you, for currents, you had the option of retrofitting CNG, but and that is a segment where CNG is extremely important. So what is your strategy on CNG? When will we see Kia's factory fitted CNG?
So very valid. The industry size definitely in terms of CNG contribution has improved. Last year we closed at about 21%. As we speak already, if I'm correct, about 24% is the current EV contribution. The first 6 months itself, it's increased by 3 percentage point. And obviously the infrastructure for CNG is improving pan-India, which is also contributing besides the Gulf War factor. But when we are working on this CNG, I can't give you a timeline, but it's very strong work in progress. And we are committed to meet those requirements of our customers, especially as you rightly said in the BMPV, or as we say the Carens and Clavis segment. So, and we are not limiting ourselves in our study to that actually. We are going forward and looking at other segments as well, other products of ours as well. How do we work towards understanding the market requirements and then at a suitable point in time considering for CNG variants coming in those models as well.
You had the launch of Seltos recently.
Yes.
This year is when the prices at the beginning of this year the prices were announced, delivery started, and I see many of them on the road, which gives me the confidence that people are actually appreciating it. But how has the performance been according to you? And I also want to ask, there is an EV. If we compare your sister brand Hyundai has Creta EV. Will we see a Seltos EV as well?
First of all, in terms of the response to the new Seltos, it's been phenomenal, and I'll try and give you some statistics. The B SUV segment, in which Creta is actually, it's grown by about close to about 40%. We are about 25% extra growth over that. So our percentage growth in B SUV in the similar period, first 6 months of this year versus last year, we are at about 65%. So we've actually grown much faster than the industry. That's one thing, which is again also considers the fact that customers are actually reposing a lot of faith in the new Seltos. So it's been accepted very well by the market. That's one. Now what we had mentioned during the new Seltos launch, we still maintain that. As of now, we are working towards how do we look at introducing the strong hybrid in the Seltos. And what we had mentioned that point of time also was that we are looking at how do we localize so that we can get the strong hybrid technology for the new Seltos at a competitive price. So that's work in progress as of now. So
EV is not.
If you look at immediately, we will study that. I get your point what you're saying for the sister company, but we are studying that, and suitable point of time we like to review that. But what we have concrete plans is in due course of time we're looking at a strong hybrid for the new Seltos.
So we have been hearing about your strong hybrid. In fact, Autocar we broke that story that you are bringing the strong hybrid. Now I want to ask you that by when will we see the first product coming in, and will it be a made in India product, or are you okay with a CBU as well?
You're referring to a strong hybrid?
Yes.
See, we can't disclose the timelines as such, but let me assure you that there is strong work in progress in that direction. So timelines, my apologies, we cannot disclose, but it's work in progress.
All right. And what is your expectation for the year in terms of growth? Because this year has lot many challenges than last year, second half.
Yeah. See, first 7 months, actually, even July, what we are seeing is the industry growth is very positive. So that is good. Also, what we are seeing is that the last 4 months of previous year, post GST reforms, the industry had a phenomenal growth. So even though the growth base may not be for the last 4 months of this year in line with what we saw in the first 7 months of this year, but the fact that the numbers were very high. So this year, I think the numbers will be good. And overall, our projections are that the industry will grow by about 8 to 10% cumulative for the full year. I'm talking of the calendar year. So that's going to be very good, decent growth for the industry as such. So I think GST, along with other reforms in terms of repo rate cuts, etc., budgetary reforms last year have given good impetus to the industry.
And what is your expectation on Kias? I know you will not give me number, but at least you can give me a
I'll
direction.
give you a broad idea. Last year we grew at about 15%. I'm saying 25 calendar year we grew at about 15% versus the previous year. So we were very strongly committed to have a double-digit growth. First 6 months of this year, when we look at Vahan data, we have grown by about 25.7%. So round off 26%. That's a Vahan growth we have seen. Industry is at about 20%. So our growth has been very positive. So we are very buoyant and we are working towards continuing a strong growth momentum even this year.
And if I may ask, what is your market share trajectory looking like?
Market share also, if you look at Vahan market share, we are at 6.2%. We've already taken a 0.2% growth over last year. This is again because of contributed by the product changes that we have done across our range and also definitely by the new Seltos, which has contributed towards the same. So we're working towards further enhancing the market share, and by 2030, the roadmap that we have is we're looking at 410,000 units of sales, which would translate to about 7.6% market share.
All right, Mr. Sood. Thank you so much for taking time out and talking to me.
Always.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.